Hi guys, so here I am. I was doing a PK run here and came across a dude who was doing a team map, and yeah, I stole the team map, sorry, and got the chest, and I just called for help for my guild to come over to basically just open the chest so we could kind of loot it, and obviously some drama happened after. So I want to talk about why we play MMOs. Well, we play MMOs for having fun. We all know that MMOs can be excellent source of entertainment because it is quite sociable and we play with others particularly. And you obviously have all kind of drama as well. So it's not just a typical game where you have 2 or 3 directions to go. Especially playing Ultima Online, you have so many variations, so many different ways you can play the game. And that's what we are doing. We enjoy the mixture, the variety of options here. And the main point being obviously having fun. Sometimes some people ruin it for us. Okay, I could be ruining it for some people because of PKing them, which is generally a part of the game, and somebody else who could be ruining it, kind of stretching the rules and how you play the game a little bit, and in fact sometimes kind of taking it to a point where it is not deemed to be a part of the game, but they still go ahead and do that kind of stuff. Some forms it could be cheating, or other forms it could be kind of exploiting some in-game rules. And in this example I had this guy who basically just turned up and caused quite a bit of trouble. So yes, like I said, I called for help for someone to come and open the chest for us so we can all loot it together. And I usually split the loot with whoever turns up as well. In many cases I just let them loot everything since I don't really care much about items that I collect in the game. And so the guys come around to help, and I'm just tagging along, just waiting here, making sure that nobody else comes and raids it, so I could protect my guild mates. That's the thing I'm kind of focusing on. And also, since it's gonna be a fun time, if someone comes here attacks us, I'm gonna enjoy the game more. So that's the reason. That's the main reason I'm staying around, not coming too close to the chest, letting our friends do the work. And while waiting, there's going to be some person now going to be coming around and causing a lot of trouble, which, especially if you're a PK and you fall yourself in this kind of situation, it is annoying. If you are on a blue character, you obviously can recover quicker with 0 penalties and all that stuff, but for us PKs that's a really annoying thing to happen. And this guy is a friend who helped, who came around, and you can see the nicknames green. A PK's nickname is red, so regardless of which guild you're in, whether you're an ally to us or not, you see us red. So that's one problem. Some players, especially new players, they mix it up quite a bit. They could be in your guild, seeing you red, they don't check the guild tag and then they attack you. So I often get this when I go to dungeons, particularly when our players, farmers, they don't pay attention to my guild tag. They could be attacking me, and I got attacked by our guildmates several times. It gets really annoying, especially when you are fighting others and having a hard time in a dungeon, and then last thing you expect is your guildmate to finish you off or body block you, and that kind of a really annoying things they could do as well, and that pisses you off. You've possibly seen a number of videos on YouTube from other content creators who got killed by their guildmates and they obviously raged on them, swearing and all that stuff. I usually keep my temper low and don't get too angry, but what I don't like is that kind of behavior to get away, like without a proper explanation or excuse. And here you see that guy who came up to me, Lord Evak, I think his name, and he just started attacking me, and I'm like, hello, look, we are in the same guild. And the other guy from our guild was trying to paralyze him, so to stop him. But no, because I was right next to him and I was trying to type something. I got killed by my guildmate. That was quite disappointing, as you can imagine. So I started typing it on our Discord server just to find out who that person is, and that questions you see now here directed at that guy, and you will see his answers. So I came back with another character and I didn't rest myself. I asked him, sorry, who are you, Abak? And then he just realized he made a big mistake and said didn't see the guild. So I'm asking again, who is he? Never seen him before. And he goes, watching Game of Thrones. That's the excuse that he didn't see me. But then he says he hates PKs and he didn't check. So he attacked me all that time, running up and down, and we tried to stop him. He didn't pay attention to anything. And he was watching Game of Thrones at the same time, attacking me, and he didn't check the guild tag, and he killed the guildmate. So obviously I was a bit upset, so I said that's not a good excuse, and he just goes, not giving any excuses, he's just telling what was happening. Again, I mean, when you think of it, what he has done, and then looting the body, and then putting all the loot on each tile as you are seeing right now, that's a complete disgrace, I would say. It's terrible. Like, it is just zero respect. You are a guildmate, you are in the same guild, tagged along to help each other, right? And that behavior is not very good, isn't it? And we see this kind of stuff all the time. So you have it in every single guild. There's always one person like that behaves in a similar way and ruins it for other people. Some people care, some people don't. I get, I guess, upset a bit, but not as much as many others. And we need to stop this. So we need to find a way of stopping it. Of course, I understand it's a game which has a small, screen and difficult to see the characters and the nicknames and all that stuff as well. And some people don't really see. They don't see the guild tag. And if they see the nickname in red, they don't look at the rest of it. They just think you are an enemy, so they attack you. That's, I think, a problem, something that the game developers here on Outlands server should be looking into. I'm pretty sure many people complain about this before as a suggestion to improve the game, so others can easily understand if you are in the same guild or alliance. Some others, they for some reasons don't like displaying their guild tags, and especially if they happen to be a PK, it's very difficult to distinguish them from someone who is in a guild or who's not in a guild. So there's no solution to this. I always display it. Despite displaying it, I get attacked by guildmates every couple of weeks, I would say, and happens always in the worst time as well. That's just unfortunate, I guess. But in the dungeons, when running away from like tens of players, and then you have like a 10 hits left, and then your guildmate just drops a lightning on you, like that happens. Just there's no way of stopping it. But there are some things I think we can all do. So the guilds obviously have rules, and displaying tags, especially as a PK, is like a must. We also need to tell our guildmates, especially the new players, to always pay attention to it. Don't trust the game. The colors on the nicknames could be misleading. The guild tag is something that you should pay attention to 100%. And same time, the rules obviously need to be followed. So if someone does it and like this and doesn't come up with a proper apology and does it again, then they gotta be out of the guild, because we can only have enough patience for someone like that. And especially if they're acting a bit spoiled like this guy did, I don't think there is room for this kind of people in the guilds. It just ruins the fun. not just for me, but for the others who also like me and support me as well. They get upset with this, probably even more than I do, and that's not great. So we are playing this game to have fun, and we need to sort out this kind of annoying gameplay that our guildmates, particularly guildmates, have. Some other stuff happening in the game, of course, like you cannot stop it. Like PKing someone is a big part of the game. It could be annoying to you, but without that, the game mechanics doesn't actually work properly. And that's the reason I strongly believe PKing is not an annoyance. In fact, it's actually something that makes this game more fun, more playable, more encouraging for others. But when you have people like this, either stealing some expensive stuff from the guilds and then getting away with it, for instance, like we lost one very expensive house in Anchor's Nest to one of our ex-guild mates who just screwed our guild basically like a long time ago, and that just ruined the whole mood of our guild. So many people got really upset with it and so on, and there was nothing we could do about it. But if the game had mechanics that could, stretch a bit more, make it a bit more realistic, although, Ultima Online is super flexible, like there's so much in this game, but it didn't allow anything beyond that for us to sort that out, to look into, to do something about it. So you kind of start relying on the management of the game, but they can't always help you as well. And that kind of off-limit stuff is annoying. Obviously, you want to remove that kind of elements. You want to reduce the number of these things happening, because they could just completely ruin it for most people, despite how much fun the game is. That kind of stuff usually draws a line. So we ended up like losing a few people, like they just completely quit the game after this happened, for instance. And in this occasion, of course, we can sort it out. If a guildmate is attacking the other guildmates and kind of exploiting the game a bit, exploiting our trust as well, that is something we can sort it out. And when this happens to me, this footage was, sometime I think from last summer, but I kind of learned my lesson as well. So if this happens, what I usually do now is I just give a second or two and I try to stop that person by typing stop or using my macro to say stop, same guild. And if that doesn't stop them, then I just go and kill them and loot them as well. And that's a punishment. And plus, on top of it, if the argument goes nowhere, or if they actually argue, forget about argument going nowhere, if they actually don't apologize for what they've done but argue, then they're out of the guild. That's it. That's the conclusion. And thank you. I will see you at the next one.